Hi everyone, David here. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for coming back for another video, or welcome if it's your first one. Thanks for joining us. How are you doing? I'm doing okay. A little bit cold behind the ears. I've just had a haircut. You might be able to see. The weather's quite nice. We're in autumn now. Autumn leaves are looking very beautiful. I'm not really making any special autumn trips this year, but I'm just kind of passively doing that. I've been doing a few trips, some for the expo, some for perfume concerts, and some for temples, visiting for my stamp collection thing. I've been putting those up. I've been catching up with my videos. I did Tottori and Tokushima videos recently. I've got a Tokyo one coming next week. And yeah, all sorts of stuff. So please like and subscribe for those things. But today I'm going to be focusing on how you should travel, really. What's the best way to do it? I've been using the highway buses, like I said, Tokushima, Tottori. Recently I went to the north part of Kyoto, to Amano Hashitate. That video is coming soon too. And also taking a trip to Tokyo, I used the night bus there and back. Some people don't like that, but I'm going to talk about that, what it's like, and then I'm going to compare it. What's the best way to get to Tokyo? You can broadly apply this to other distant cities too. So if you're traveling across country, like Tokyo to Kyoto, for example, or Hiroshima, that would be okay to apply that same information, I think. So I'm going to go through that and compare prices between the bus, the flights, the trains, and all that stuff. So yeah, okay, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, leave me a super like if you really liked it. That really helps me pay for this stuff. Share the channel and also leave a comment or a question. If you've got any questions about traveling, I can help you with my 11 years of experience so far. Okay, right, so let's get into it. First of all, let's talk about the highway buses. They're quite clean and nice in Japan, and fairly reasonable too, compared to, well, I mean, I come from the UK, so some of the intercity buses can be a bit grotty and horrid, and not always especially expensive, but they can get away with it because the trains are a lot more expensive and also a little bit grotty and late. So yeah, the UK travel ecosystem is not great, I don't think, but Japan's doing it right. So I've been taking a few highway buses. So Tottori and Tokushima, they cost about, well, they took about 3 hours. If you're worried about staying on a bus for that long, don't worry. Most of them have toilets on board, which you can use. And most of them take rest stops as well. So they're the service areas. I think if it's probably more than 2 hours, they usually take a rest stop. Because I got one on the way to Tottori for sure, but not on the way back from Tokushima, because I think that was only 2 hours. So yeah, definitely don't worry about that. It's very comfortable as well. There are different kinds of highway buses too. So I've used ones before that are, well, the night bus I'm going to talk about is like 3 rows, I can't call them rows really. There are three seats per row, all separated. So there's 2 aisles. Those are a little bit more expensive, but you can separate yourself off from people. So if you're traveling by yourself, it's nice, especially for a night bus, because you don't want to sleep next to somebody you don't know. Or maybe you do, I don't know, enjoy your life. The highway buses tend to be either two pairs of seats on each row, or sometimes you get 2 and a 1. So when I went to Tottori, I had that. And if you reserve in advance, you can get the 1 by itself if you don't want to share. But even if you do end up with the 2, there's a curtain in the middle, you can separate them off. So yeah, the one to Tottori I used, yeah, I was sitting on the side, and there were other seats they were together but with a curtain through them, and 1 aisle all the way through. So that was quite comfortable really. You get enough leg space too. You get power outlets, you get cup holders, you get a little basket thing on the front that you can put all your bits and bobs in, so that's fine. There's also the overhead rack where you can put your larger suitcases, and a good benefit for the buses is that you can stow the large suitcases underneath the bus, so the bus driver will help you with that. And they've got plenty of space too, so I never seen it completely full, unless you're doing some kind of tourist trip from the airport to USJ or something like that. They might have huge suitcases. So basically, yeah, it's quite a comfortable experience. Usually you can just buy the tickets ahead of time. You can buy them online mostly. I've been using kosokubus.com, which is what I'll be using for my price comparison thing later. I don't know if all of the companies are represented on there, so JR Bus might I don't know if that's included or not. It's a little bit hard to tell really, because they tend to use the bus names rather than the company names, and JR Bus has various different names for their services, like the nighttime sleeper or the dawn traveler or something like that. I don't know, that's exactly the words. But yeah, definitely recommend trying those. And one thing I like is that when they do stop in the service area, the service areas are usually quite interesting, a lot nicer than the British service stations. You get to see some, they've got gift shops. You can buy gifts and souvenirs there. You can buy food. There's like nice restaurants there. You can use easy as well, because you can just buy the tickets from the little machines, so you don't really need to worry too much about your English level. Although if you're going on a bus, you only have about 10 or 15 minutes, so probably you can't stay in the restaurants. But if you are going by car for whatever reason, then that'll be nice. There's also sort of takeout food as well. They have little food booths, food stands outside, so you can get some hot food. Often there's a convenience store too, so you can buy some hot food there. You get your sandwiches or your fami chiki or whatever you need. So that's really really useful, I think. Yeah, that's the things I'm worried about. Lots of money. Who am I going to be sitting next to? And also toilets. And all of these things are fairly well covered. The night bus then, that takes about 8 hours from Osaka to Tokyo. I usually leave around sort of 9 or 10 in the morning, and you get dropped off around 6 or 7 in the morning. I think I left around 10 and got there about 6. So that's good. One big benefit of using a night bus is that you don't have to pay for the hotel, because you've slept on the bus. So like I did when I went to Tokyo, I just I got the night bus there, night bus back. I didn't need a hotel at all. It was a bit of a hard schedule, but because of that hard schedule, I did sleep nicely on the night bus on the way back. So that's good. Like I said, there's various forms of it. You can get the 2x2 seats, which are cheaper. If you want to get the 1x1x1, like three seats per row, that is more expensive, because obviously they can't fill up as much space on the bus. So to make up for that, they charge you a bit more. So you have to pay more for your privacy. So that's fair enough. That's a trade-off I was willing to make, only for the matter of like 2,000 yen. So I appreciate that. Again, you've got the power outlets, all that stuff. I said on the highway bus, and that was nice. I think we made 2 stops on the service areas too. And it takes you, there's often a choice of stops you can get off at. I chose Tokyo Station, which of course is very central, and getting there at 6 AM is not a big deal. The trains are already running by then, so you can travel onwards. It's kind of nice as well to get there early, because you can visit the places that are usually quite crowded. So as you'll see in my Tokyo video that's coming soon, I did one that was, I went to the Imperial Gardens, I went to Asakusa, which is usually super crowded, and it was fairly crowded still, even in the morning. But that was nice to see that when it's not so crazy. Maybe you can go to Shibuya or something like that when it's quiet. Okay, so let's take a look at the prices as well. So I want to compare the difference between the buses and the flights and the trains, of course, like regular trains and the bullet trains. So I'm going to compare things. I did some research about my prices. I'll put these on the screen so we can compare. I've done 2 comparisons. I did one on a Saturday and one on a Tuesday, because the prices can vary, especially for the flights, and the buses a little bit too. So I wanted to go 1 month ahead, but 1 month ahead is kind of crashing into New Year, so that also gets kind of expensive. So I've gone for about 3 weeks ahead. I'm going to be deciding the Saturday, the 13th of December, and Tuesday, the 16th of December, which only a few days apart, but the prices can change a lot. Now for the Shinkansen, the bullet train from Osaka to Tokyo Station, that costs 14,520 yen, and it doesn't matter when you go. I think you can probably get some advanced advanced discount if you use the app, the Westa app, for example, or the JR apps. But just doing it by the website, it was showing that price. So 14,520. That's pretty much going to be the most expensive fixed cost you're going to get. So it's also the most convenient. It's the fastest. You can get there without having to go to an airport. You don't have to show passports or anything like that. You can just turn up, get on the train, and you're there. So if you want to pay for the convenience, Shinkansen 100% is great, and a lot faster too. It's only 2.5 hours, which is definitely more competitive than the airplanes, because you have to get to the airports too. So speaking of the airplanes, now I just okay, I'll go down the Saturday list. So we had 14,520 for the Shinkansen. I was checking some of the prices for the different airlines too. This is just for a one-way trip. If I use Peach, which is the low-cost carrier, it was between 10,000 and 21,000 yen, which obviously a big difference. It depends when you're flying to, the time of the day. So the more convenient hours are going to be more expensive. If I got a round trip, it was 13,000 to 23,000, so not that much. I think they're just discouraging people from taking one-way flights, basically. Maybe that it makes them shop around. That seems to be a general thing around the airline costs. So that was, it could be cheaper than the Shinkansen, could be more expensive depending on when you go. I used Japan Airlines too. That cost 20,000 yen one way and 32,000 round trip, so a lot more on the Saturday. One thing to notice though is that Peach will take you to Narita Airport, which does include some transit into Tokyo, or buses. You can use those too. That's probably going to add 1,000 or 2,000 yen on top of that. Japan Airlines took you to Haneda, which is a lot cheaper to get to. You can get to Shinagawa quite cheaply and quickly. I tried ANA as well, but that was incredibly huge prices. It was like 80,000, something like that. So I don't know, it's probably just trying to discourage us from using them on that time. If I went by the night bus on the Saturday, that would cost around, well, prices from 6,500 yen for the four-person rows. So you're probably going to be sitting next to somebody, or 9,000 if you're choosing the one-by-one rows. So like I said, you have to pay a bit extra for that. So that's a fair bit cheaper than the Shinkansen, but also you're taking the night bus. So depending on the comfort level for you, is that worth it? Also, I talked about the Seishun Juhachi before. This is a bit of an odd one. You can go from Osaka to Tokyo by local or semi-local trains. You can't use the Limited Express, you can't use Shinkansen. That would cost, well, it depends which ticket you get. If you get the 3-day ticket, it will cost you 3,333 yen, because that costs 10,000 for the 3 days. The 5-day one is 12,000 yen, pretty much, for 5 days. So that will effectively cost you 2,410 yen. So if you're willing to take the very scenic route and pretty much lose a day in transit, then Seishun Juhachi is the winner for price. So yeah, I'm not sure what I do in that case. If you don't want the hotel, then use the night bus. Shinkansen would be okay too. But if you don't want to use a hotel, you have to come back again by the Shinkansen. So let's move on to Tuesday now. I thought it might be a little bit off peak. Shinkansen does make a difference. So that's still 14,520 yen. It does make a difference for the flights. One-way Peach trip was between 7,500 yen and 18,500. So that's about 3,000 yen saving on the other ones. Japan Airlines cost 18,000, so only about 2,000 yen saving by going midweek. The story is pretty much the same for the round trips as well. I think it was actually the same price for the round trips. So it didn't make a difference at all. Again, so for Peach that was 13,000 to 23,000, and for JAL it was 31,000. So that's kind of expensive too. And again, ANA was super expensive, so I didn't even bother with those. The night bus, it did make a huge difference for that. If it was a 4-person row, then it will cost you 3,300 yen and upwards. And for 1-by-1 3-person rows, it was 5,300. So that's a pretty steep discount. So if you can go midweek, that's definitely the time to go. That would definitely make it a lot more competitive compared to the Shinkansen. Okay. So what did we learn? And of course the Seishun Juhachi doesn't get affected too. So that'll be basically the same price as the 4-person row night bus. You can filter the prices by that, so by how many people on the row. So don't worry, you can always choose them. Right, so there we go. What do I recommend? Well, okay, let's say if you want comfort and speed, then the Shinkansen hands down is the winner. Is also quite expensive, but if you are a rich tourist and you don't mind that, then definitely put down the money for that, 14,000 yen. I've talked about the JR Pass in another video before. I've said that before. I don't think that's really as competitive as it is now. You really have to make at least 3 intercity trips to make it worth it. I'm not sure just going to one city and back again, that's not really that worth it anymore. So you might just be worth using the Shinkansen for those 2 trips and then paying for the rest out of, just use your IC card. Flights, I'm struggling to find them to be comparable. There are sales occasionally. I mean, Peach has a Black Friday sale on at the moment, which is a decent discount. But yeah, it might be worth looking at Peach for those dates. Japan Airlines, I don't know. Unless you're booking really far in advance, I'm not sure that's going to be worth it. And the night bus, yeah, it's definitely worth it. Definitely the good budget option. I might say that would be the best budget option. As long as you don't mind sleeping on a bus. If you're the kind of person who can sleep anywhere, then yeah, go for it, by all means. For me, I want to sit by myself, so unless you're traveling with your friends. So getting the 3-person row is good for your peace of mind. And like I said, it's comfortable, there's toilets, there's rest stops. Just might be more difficult to sleep, that's all. So, okay, make up your own mind about this. Let me know what you think. What have your experiences been traveling? Did you think it was better to just get the JR Pass, or was it better to fly? I don't know. Like I said, if you're booking a few months in advance, then you might be able to get better discounts on the flights. But sometimes the night buses don't let you book more than a month in advance. So just be aware of that. You might not be able to book it until like 1 calendar month ahead. So just set your timers for when that window opens. That might be really useful for you. Just to say how I got this this pricing data, I use the Shinkansen, I use JR's website for that. Flights, I use booking.com. The night bus, I use kosokubus.com. Kosoku means highway bus. And the Seishinju Hachikipu, those are fixed prices from JR. So if you want to compare by yourself. If you have any other tips and tricks, please share them with me, because I like traveling too, so I'll be very happy to hear those. Otherwise, if this was useful, please leave me a super like. Otherwise, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I do all sorts of tourist information, stuff like this. Share the channel to people visiting Japan soon. And leave a comment or a question. I'll be happy to hear from you. Otherwise, thank you so much and take care. See you in another video. Bye-bye.